I believe that if you watch a movie, let's say Jaws, and you turn off the sound and you see that shark going for the girl's legs, you'll think that is a fake shark and that girl is an actress. But if you turn off the visuals and listen to the sound of her screaming and that music going ba-dum, you know that shark is going to eat her alive and it's going to be really sick. So it's the music that really drives the emotions in movies. Here at MJM, we produce both audio and video. Unlike most production houses, they do one or the other. We kind of evolved into both. I guess the first thing we did that garnered a lot of fame was the Pizza Pizza jingle in the early 80s. Back then, I was only doing jingles. We didn't do radio commercials, like the speaking part of a commercial. We just did the jingle part. Probably our next big milestone would have been Sleeman Beer in 1989. And we now do Corona, Brava, the beer of summer. You may know that jingle. Lazy Boy, Furniture. You gotta do what you love and love what you do, for one thing. I think if you're in a job that you hate, you better get out fast and find something that you love. My mom was a concert pianist and my dad was a doctor, so I thought I'd go into medicine, but I flunked out a first year. I wasn't too good at science, as it turned out. But I went back immediately for music and English, and instead of getting straight D's, I got straight A's. So it kind of told me that really I should follow my heart and be a musician, like I'd been since I was a little boy. Well, I started my first band in grade 7. Bob Deutsch, who I still play with to this very day. It was me and him on stage at festival, playing Little Honda. It was a pretty sad performance. My influences back then, very early I got into folk music, which is, I believe, a very important part of the music of lyrical development in the last 50 years. I grew up with Dan Lanois. We had a duo going in the 70s. It was called White Stone. And then we went on the road for a number of years in the 70s with bigger bands. I like to think Dan and I and Bob Deutsch were doing some great music around town back then. Back then there were a ton of live bars. I've played every bar in Hamilton and some that aren't even here anymore. Our bands would play 6 nights a week, Monday through Saturday, with a matinee on Saturday. That's totally unheard of now, and most of those bars have turned into kind of disco places or strip joints or whatever. Just kind of the evolution of mankind, I guess. Yeah, I was really lucky to connect with certain people, and it worked out great. Yeah, I would say Hamilton's been my stomping ground. I grew up and I still live in Ancaster. You know, Hamilton was the big city to me, so I've always had a great amount of respect for Hamilton. You know, I'm a kind of a nature lover, and I live in the woods now. I used to live in a tree house. I lived on my boat in Hamilton Harbor for 6 years. You know, a lot of people don't realize what a great area this is if you're into nature, if you're into mountain biking or walking trails in the Dundas Valley. I will never move away from here. I love this area. Of course, my family and my friends are all here. So I've got nothing but great things to say about this town. Somehow I think we seem to encourage individuality here, and so we get a lot of variety of sounds and people experimenting with things. You get musical theater in town here, and people that are combining music and media, showing things on a screen while they're playing. And you know, it's a fairly inventive and creative city, I believe. Even though I said what I said about the bars no longer going 6 nights a week, there are still some great places in town. Let's not forget the art crawls. They're fabulous for great music and great talent as well. You know, we just have it all here in Hamilton, and I think it's great that not everybody knows it, because I don't want it to get too overpopulated. What drives me to keep going in my art form? Gee, that's another trick question I wasn't expecting. I don't know, you know, I'll tell you, I'm the happiest guy I know. And I know some pretty happy guys, but I just wake up in the morning, I love what I do, and I love life in general. You know, so I guess that's what inspires me.